Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 9 in FRL, the Friday Night League. Finds us around Austria this evening, which does obviously consist of just the full qualifying session. We do have missed the first couple of 6 or 7 minutes of it. There's a couple of issues getting the stream up, but we are live. Obviously, to view the second half of the first session. I see a couple of notables. Jamie's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. I'm not too sure whether that was a game incident or not. But up and down the grid, we've got Deeks in P1, is currently just sitting in the pits with a 105.4. Jan the Gangster behind him, a 105.6. Blanks and Regan from last week, we'll all remember. 3 and 4 for them two. Comza in P5, MP Handro in P6. We've got the new reserve in Sir Gat in the Red Bull in P7 with his teammate Carlo Skiller in P8. We've got Forrest Jump in P9 so far in the McLaren. I think he's set his lap, probably on the way back on his way to the pits. See if there's anybody who's actually on the lap at the minute. I think Finn in the other McLaren, I think he's currently on a push lap at the moment with a Mercedes behind him as well. I believe that'll be Jay Hartnell. Yeah, it is. Riding board with Finn for the time being. See what he can provide us with in this first session. I love the exit through that corner there. Obviously a couple of notables from last week. There are a handful of drivers who aren't here this week. Last week taking the P1, it was Moller in the Haas. He is not here this week. I think it is FRL Beast taking his place, quite possibly. Cavallis was the other teammate last week in the Italian Grand Prix. Finn goes 5th there, the 105.7. And Jay Hartnell just behind him on that straight, just coming into turn 1 now with a 106.1. That's good enough for a P12 for the Mercedes driver. And RL Beast is just warming up those tyres now for a push lap. I-Links and Big Ball's the only two still not managed, or even attempt, sorry, to come out and set a lap as of yet. Beast just getting as much heat into those soft compound tyres as we possibly can for this very short, fast track around Austria. And off he goes to begin his hot lap. There is a Red Bull coming out of the pits. Word be one, hopefully this Red Bull does pull aside and does see. But there's no hindrance there from Carlo Skiller. Saw the Haas of Beast come and allowed him to go on. Yellow flags in a couple of sectors. I think that might just be a couple of cars running low fuel. There's an Alfa Romeo of Bassett on track, I think. Is he coming to start a hot lap? I think he is. Or he was going to. He's gone extremely wide. Thought about diving into the pits, but he's going to continue anyway. Switch back to Beast in the Haas. Rounding off this third sector now as he begins it. Very winding section, yellow flags in sector 1 and 2. And that's just a Ferrari at the end of the pits. Round the penultimate corner comes Beast. What sort of time is it going to be for the Haas driver? 106.5 to beat. And Beast with a 105.6. Good enough for the second row for the Haas driver. So, despite a spin into turn 1 there, he's put all his hard work in it. Here comes a Red Bull, and it's very close between, I believe. It is Carlo Skiller. Hopefully that's not damaged his time too much. The one thing we do need to change is that yellow flags is in front of the time, so we do only have 6.5 minutes left. Will do. We'll actually just put one on. Jack now. A lot of people in the pits. In comes BV. Comes out on a lap as it stands. So is Beast will be on his way around. I think Comms actually might have already completed one. No, he's actually got a purple sector 1. He's out on the mediums though, so not too sure. I wonder if anybody's actually come out on the medium. Blanks as well, he's also on the mediums. He's just about to come out of the pits now and set a time. Look, Comms on the mediums, the purple sector 1. No purple sector 2, he is 2 tenths down. Yeah, into the pits Comms goes. A couple of leagues are very strict on how you enter the pits in Austria, whether or not you are. You do have to follow the line, because the pit lane exit line does essentially start well before that second to last corner. We've got Deeks tiring in the pits. Just under 5 minutes left now. Big Balls, his first lap goes and sticks it in P1 for the Alpine. What a lap that is, 1:05.3. So just 1.2 seconds separates first and last place as it stands. Pearce still not set a lap on those softs, still in the pit lane. I wonder how long we'll have to wait for him to come out and set a lap, probably right at the last. Another new driver this evening we've got as well is obviously the Dutch Kingpin himself, Casper 469. He's one of the newer drivers joining alongside Gat this evening as the two reserves filling in, making up the 20 drivers this evening in FNL. Big Ball's on his way around now. There's only 2 cars out on track. Lynx has come out, so everyone is in the pits except Big Balls, who will be coming into the pits now, I believe. Yes, he is. So we will ride on board with Lynx Pearce and see what he can do, if he can shake the grid up at all. Obviously, he's also Big Balls retired from the session as well, happy with his 1:05.3, just a single lap needed to do with 3.5 minutes left in the session. Any of the back half of the grid, if people are going to back out, possibly back 10 possibly may look at going out. We don't know. Lynx now across the line to start his lap. Now, how deep does he go into turn 1? Hopefully takes it very wide through the entry in order to get a great exit line out of turn 1, heading up the hill now into turn 2. And you can brake very late, obviously taking it very wide right on the left as well, making sure you hit those curves, clips the apex wonderfully there now. Links onto the power as he activates that DRS of the Aston Martin, wide open now down into turn 3. Yet again rides those curves on the left hand side and the right hand side. Very cautious not to accelerate too hard in order to step that back end out now. Lynx coming round to start off in sector 3. It is pretty much flat out through here. Does wonderfully just to clip the apex of both corners. Now coming into the last 2 corners. Lynx Pearce, where's it going to be with 2 minutes left? It's only going to be this and another attempt at most for the Aston Martin driver. Just very carefully not to step out and invalidate, but Lynx Pearce across the line in second place. 1:05.4. Good enough for the front row for the Aston Martin. Good enough to save his skin. And that's going to be the Aston Martin through into the second qualifying session, which we will be joined shortly with only 1:41 left in the session. Now we've got a Ferrari out, it's BV. BV is going to be the first one round, I believe. Lynx Pearce is there on track, it is. So we've got BV setting a purple sector 1, I don't know if that is a glitch. I'm not too sure. Behind BV we've got Casper, he's attempting a lap. 58 seconds left in the session. We're right on board with BV. BV is just over a tenth faster on his time. What is he going to be able to produce coming around the last corner? BV for Ferrari now. Where is he going to jump him? BV, it is not going to be good enough to jump him anywhere. Casper, is he up on his time? Let's have a look. Casper is good enough for P4. Casper rounds off the second row. There's a Haas coming through now. Is it Cavolis? It is. He's just coming through. He's just started his lap and invalidated. That's unfortunate for him. And I think we are 10 seconds left in the session. Is that Aston Martin going to be able to get back around? Regan is across. He is. And there's a Williams. MP Hando. He's also managed to get a lap off. So there is just a couple of drivers out. BV's letting people go. Cavolis has invalidated. Carlos Skiller, he's on a lap looking to get himself out of the drop zone. Down in P17 now. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. He is 2 tenths, just over 2.5 tenths faster on this attempt. Should be good enough to put him up into the top 10. What is it going to be for Red Bull? Carlos Skiller across the line in a 1:05.6. It is a top 5, never mind a top 10. Carlos Skiller up into P5 now. Sir Gat, he's dropped down his teammate all the way down into P15. BV, he's not going to have an improved lap. He's going to come into the pits. Cavolis is in the pits then. That is it, ladies and gentlemen, for our first session of qualifying. We have big balls in the Alpine. Ilinks Peace, been saying his name wrong the whole time. In Aston Martin, Deeks in the Ferrari in third. Regan McKinnon as well, he's in the second row after getting a lot of exposure last week. Carlos Skiller in P5 in the Red Bull. We've got Casper in P6 in the AlphaTauri. Jan de Gangster, Alfa Romeo is in P7, and RRL Beast in the Haas is in P8. Blanks is in P10 in the Williams. We've got Comza in P10, sorry. So them two there, Blanks and Comza, both running the medium compound, good enough to make them survive the first qualifying session here. Finn in P11 in the McLaren. MPA Handro in P12 in the Williams. Jay Hartnell in P13 in Mercedes. Forrest Jump in McLaren P14, and rounding us off is Sir Gat in the Red Bull. So with the Red Bull, of Carlos Skiller jumping up the grid in that last session there, knocking a lot of people down. BV being the unfortunate one. Gat almost getting dropped into the drop zone by his teammate, and then obviously Jamie, the unfortunate one, who wasn't unable to set a lap. We weren't unable to capture that on the stream either. To the second qualifying session. I think someone's posted the wrong YouTube link somewhere. Here we have it. I think that's all sorted. So back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. So second qualifying session, the yellow flags in sector 3 already. It's an invalidation from Sir Gat. Doesn't matter too much, because I believe that is his actual outlap, so it's not too sure. So, a couple of drivers round, completing laps now, 105 and a half, pretty much around the same kind of time period as what was previously seen in the first qualifying session now, but we're right on board with Sir Gat and see what sort of time this prune can provide for the spectators this evening. Gat now coming around into turn 2. He is going to encounter a little bit of traffic in the Mercedes, Ferrari and possibly an Alfa Romeo. Hopefully these cars in front have the awareness and know-how that this driver is approaching behind. It is Jay Hartnell and Deeks, the two in question. Gat now, have a look, let's see how he fares. Is it going to be any hindrance to his time or not? The flags in sector 2, that is in Alpine off the track, it appears. Can't be very happy to see those two dive into the pits now. Gat up the pit straight for Red Bull. It's going to be 106.1 for him, so good enough for P8. In the Red Bull, who else is out? Regan, McKinnon and Blanks. Both on outlaps also. They will be the next two to set a time. Forrest Jumper 1 minute 20.6. He's coming around as well. Not sure whether we'll see him dive into pits or if he'll cross the line just to improve his time. Oh, that back end almost stepping out on the McLaren there. Does take that exit very deep. Up the pit straight now, but it is good enough for a 1.6, almost flat, just a couple of thousandths off MPA Handro's time. So Forrest Jump will be running extremely low on fuel now, I imagine. He'll be on his way back into the pits. Sir Gat spinning there, just middle way through sector 3. He's coming back on the track with nowhere near him, so that's good enough. Regan and Blanks, these were the two coming to set times next. Wonder who will be first to retire, who's going to feel safe on their time. Finn and Carlos Gil are dropping down onto the mediums this session. Around to the penultimate corner. Blanks comes now, takes it wonderfully. To the gentleman in the chat, Opic Doyak. It is a Discord ran server by, I believe it is one of the gentlemen who's actually in P15 at the moment, FRL Big Balls. I think he runs or has a very strong hand in the running of the server. If you require any of the Discord links or anything like that, please feel free to message the YouTube and we'll fire the Discord link over to you. You can have a look. It is run on PlayStation 5, I believe, although I believe it does cross over to PlayStation 4. I think it works that way. But yeah, so yeah, just fire a message over and we'll get you an invite sent, mate. and in that time, sorry, Blank's set a 108.6. I don't think he was too happy with his time though. Blank's going to come round for a second attempt. He is round the penultimate corner. He comes up to the pit straight. It is going to be an improved time. And how improved is it going to be? It's going to be P2 for Blank's, a 105.2 on an extra lap. An extra lap all tyres, sorry. Regan McKinnon as well, sorry, threw me off as to how he managed to stick it into P1 as well. So Comms has dropped down into P3. Not a problem. But as I said, just fire the YouTuber message and we'll get back to you. Regan sitting happy in the pits. Is P1 a 105, one a wonder. If not in this session, surely the next session. But we should surely be seeing a driver or two crack into the 104s. But we'll have to see. Say 3 of the drivers. There are a couple of drivers. Links Peace did it in Q1. He only went out and set 1 lap with maybe 2 minutes left on the clock. Big Balls, he only went out and set 1 lap as well. He was good enough to set P1. Well, a P1 time. That got him through to obviously what is now Q2 with 6.5 minutes left, just over to go. We've got Sir Gat out on track. He's going to come at another attempt. He is currently in the drop zone. Those 5 drivers, Big Balls as well, he's coming out. However, out of those 5 in the drop, 2 now, sorry, Big Balls just across the line. They hadn't set a time, so now just leave 2 drivers who haven't set a time in Island's Peace and Beast. But Gat now just coming to round it off. Sector 2, round this sweeping left-hander. It is so easy to lose if you do clip those left-hand side curbs. Alternatively, if you do go too wide and stay away from the curbs, you can invalidate very easily on those curbs on the right-hand side. Gat almost dipping all 4 tyres off the track there. Not worthy of an invalidation, the computer says. And again, Gat around the penultimate corner, does very well to keep that car straight. Gat across the line in a 105.6. That's going to be good enough for P6. Just in front of the 2 medium runners of Finn and Carlo Skiller. So if Finn and Carlo Skiller come out on the softs, they could possibly improve their times and move ahead of Gat, which will then put him at risk. Carlo Skiller, obviously his teammate, hopefully he doesn't have a hand in dropping his teammate out down into the drop zone. But where is Big Balls? Big Balls has gone and completed another lap. I was just looking for him. He's gone and set a P5 time, 105.4. So no one still, apologies, no one managing to get quite near Regan's time of a 105.1. A couple of drivers not really needing to come out. Deeks may be feeling the pressure. As I said, those 2 medium runners, including the 2 runners who haven't even come out and set a time yet. So people may be looking at this as a time where they could be losing 4 places down in the qualifying grid, the qualifying slots, if you see where I'm coming from. But Gat still in the pits. Finn, he's out on the mediums. Oh, Finn was out on the... his time was on the medium time. Finn with a 105.138, so that is only 12 thousandths of a second faster than Regan's. Just under 4 minutes left in the session. It is going to really be a question of whether people are wanting to put a stamp and get themselves through into Q3. But the medium tyre of Carlo Skiller still holding on. Casper, MPA, Handro, Forrest Jump and GA Hartnell obviously still haven't managed to get a quick enough time to take themselves out. But here comes Jay now. Start one of his many hot laps. Coming up the hill into turn 2. very steep right-hander, almost turns back on yourself. Not too aggressive on the accelerator because the back end does easily step out. Coming down the hill now into another right-hander into turn 3. Yeah, again, carefully not to clip those curbs too much. It will send you in a frenzy. These curves exactly the same. Austria curves aren't the greatest, to be fair. Jay with a purple sector 2 now. This could be the time we were talking about. Could this be a 104 for the Mercedes? Jay Deeks has already beaten him to it. A 104.7 for the Ferrari. But Jay with the DRS wide open now. Jay is not good enough for a 104, but it is good enough to put himself up into P10. Carlos Gillett in P9, sorry. Carlos Gillett into P10. That's dropped Casper down into P11. MPA Handro and Forrest Jump, all them 3 are out on the track at the minute, completing their outlaps. Links, Peace and Beast, them 2 also coming out as well. Beast will be the first of them 2 to set a time, so we'll ride on board with him. I don't believe this is going to be his faster lap. No. But Link's Peace, he's going to have a really good attempt in. It's a 105.2 for the Aston Martin. P6 for him. 1.5 minutes left now. Casper passing one of the Red Bulls there in Carlos Skiller. Oh, we're going to have a lot of cars now retiring from the session, hopefully none on track. Aston Martin, Link's Piece going really slow there. All the drivers trying to leave it as late as possible to get themselves across the line and get themselves through to what is the final qualifying session this evening. A couple of drivers quite happy with the times. Deeks in P1, Finn in P2, P3, Coms in P5. They're all relatively happy. Beast, he's not too happy with himself, I don't think. P15, a 128.4. He's not managed to get a great time down. Carlos Skiller, he's got a time of 6 minutes 24. I'm not too sure he's been out on track this long. Carlos Skiller now across the line with 10 seconds to spare. The only other one in question could be MPAH Handro. No, it's not. It's Big Balls. And I don't think he's going to get across the line in time to start another lap, but he's jumped up into P3 now. Moved himself up a couple of positions. And I think we've got Jan the Gangster. He's retired in the pits. We've got McLaren spun round of Forest Jump. Just coming up into the midway of Sector 3. Regan, a 10th faster on his time. And we've got Casper behind him as well. Regan, he's going to come across the line. We'll keep an eye on his time and see where he goes. Casper goes very wide there. Regan's good enough jumping into P4. Where's it going to be for Casper? Casper jumps himself. He doesn't. It's only just a 10th, a cup, maybe even 100th faster. Not good enough to move himself up into any sort of life-saving position. That's going to be it for him in qualifying this evening. So that's going to be P13 for Casper. Carlos Skiller in P12, Forrest Jump in P11. They are the 4, including MP Handro and RRL Beast in the Haas. Those are the 5 victims of Q2, and those are the drivers that will miss out in qualifying 3. I don't believe we've got anybody else on track as of this yet. Just waiting for Forrest Jump's animation to finish. And there we have it, confirmation of Casper's demise. Dropped out into P13. His last hot lap just wasn't good enough to improve and get himself into that point scoring place and into the final qualifying session. Deeks, an absolute blind of a lap. Four drivers managed to break. Four drivers, yeah, sorry, managed to break the 104s. Deeks, Blanks, Big Balls, and Regan. Obviously, with Moller not taking part this week, there is going to be a new race winner. Moller would not be able to retain it. See, in that race around Italy last week, Finn was the highest. Bar Moller, Finn managed to have a great race for McLaren, P15 into a P2, managed to get himself up onto that podium from quite a way back in the grid. Had a really good race. And BV, he managed to come fourth with Comza behind him. Regan in a good point scoring place. Him and Lynx Pace finishing in 6 and 7. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the third qualifying session round Austria in FNL, and I believe we've got Zimbabwean of Gat and Jang the Gangster. I think they're going to be the two out on track first. Board with Jan. So he will be the first to cross the line. If you do bear with me a second, ladies and gentlemen, I will just allow you to have an on-board view and admiration of an hour lap from Jan the Gangster whilst I run downstairs and just reload on fluids ready for the 30-odd feature race after the third qualifying session. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Welcome back. Back with 8.5 minutes left. Not too sure what has gone on with Jan. It might be another invalidation, quite possibly. But Link's piece out in P1, the 105.1, Regan in P2. So Aston Martin's locking out the front row so far. Jan back into the pits. Comza's just invalidated there on that last corner. That would have been good enough for P2 there, Comza. So he's missed out a little bit there in Q3. He'll have to dive back into the pits, get around as fast as possible. who is next round. That is Regan McKinnon in the pits. We've got Blanks and Big Balls also in the pits. There's going to be Gat in the pits as well. The other Aston Martin. The Lynx piece, he's going to come into the pits. Finn, he's going to come round and attack this next lap. I'm not sure, he might be coming in. Finn's lost the wing. Brasser 1921 has left the session. Hopefully he's able to join back. I'm not sure what Commons is doing, if he's going to go for another lap. I don't think he is, I think he's well in the field. Pretty off laps before invalidation and no fuel. So just under 7 minutes left. Beats. Here's enough DRS to possibly attempt another lap. He's not going to, he's going to dive into the pits as well, so no action on track as of yet. The two Aston Martins locking up the front row. Just waiting for, I think, Jan's come back out of the track. Basser's managed to join back in now, with Sir Gat being the only Red Bull driver that we have in Q1, in Q3. Just wonder if he's able to continue the long-standing tradition that a Red Bull driver has around the Austria circuit. According to what I researched, I believe Red Bull have walked away with the victory around the Austrian circuit, a grand total of 92 times. I'm not too sure if that's even correct. That could be incorrect, but we've just seen Jan spin out in Q3. He's going to have another attempt. So he's going to have to absolutely light the bejeebers out of the back of those tyres and get around as fast as possible. He has reserved his ERS though. Turn that off, I believe. He knows what he's doing. So, Jan, what's it going to be? He's going to come across the line now. We've just under 4 minutes left, probably 3.5 minutes in the session remaining. I think if he dives now, he's going to say this will be his last attempt maybe. I'm not sure if he'll manage to get another lap off. But Jan, he's looking to shake up the pack. Finn as well. A resounding second, essentially, out of all the drivers that have returned to the track this week in Austria. Finn, out of everyone that is here, as we said, he essentially won. He came P2. Moller not here this evening. He's going to have to look at setting an improved lap as well. Jan just going a little bit wide on those curves there. Taking a wide line, be careful not to accelerate too hard with the use of those curves. It's a purple sector 2. for Jan the Gangster. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. Fiat and Aston Martin coming through the last 2 corners now. Jan the Gangster, and that is a very wide line there. I'm not too sure how he's managed to get away with that with no invalidation. But Jan the Gangster's up into P4 there with a 105.295. Deke sticking it in P1 with a 104.6 as well. How long is left in the session? 2 minutes to go. And that's what it's going to be it for Jan. Gat is coming around. He's starting an out lap, as is Big Balls. Blank's putting it into P2 as well. A 104.81 from the Williams driver there. The pairing of Astons, Vettel and Stroll, Peace and McKinnon. They're in P3 and 4. Regan's just coming out as we speak. He'll be looking to cross the line as late as possible. I think Jay's also got that idea as well. He's right behind him, just exiting the pit lane as we speak. Plenty of time to get round. It's a 105 lap, 130 sorry, on the clock. Yep, Jan the Gangster in the pit now. He's retired. P5 for the Alfa Romeo driver. Who's the Alpine? Big Balls now. Big Cojones taking a very nice slingshotting wide line through turn 2 now. Coming down the hill into turn 3. DRS wide open, ERS flat out. Clips that apex beautifully. Does wonderfully just to keep that back end. Sticks it in check. Through the left-hander now for Big Balls. So doing really well. Allow that back end of the Alpine to step out at all. Nor stepping his eyes over and getting invalidation. Big Balls now coming into the last 2 corners. He'll be looking to stick it into P1. We'll keep an eye on his time for Big Balls. Across the line he goes. Big Balls is good enough for P3. Comza joins him just behind him in P4. Just a 10th behind Big Balls. So Aston Martin's dropping down 2 places very, very quickly there. Regan, the only one, down another 2 as Finn sticks it in P5 now with only 9 seconds left. Finn's going to have another attempt at the time. But Gat now, he's 2 tenths up. He's going to come across the line and Gat's invalidated on the second to last corner. The Red Bull driver not able to not invalidate his time, sorry. Not able to produce an improved time. P9 for Gat. It's going to be Regan now across the line. He's going to be the next one in Q3. Where can he put that Aston Martin? Drop down from the front row. Currently in P7. Where's it going to be for Regan? Regan, P4, good enough for the second row. Jumps that Aston Martin back up the grid. Jay now. He's coming up the pit straight. Where's he going to be for the Mercedes? Can he improve from last in P10? Good enough for P8. Dropping the Red Bull of Gat down into P10. Jan down into P9 now. Comza, he's in the pits. I believe that's going to be it for everybody. Nobody's going to be on a push lap at all. And what drama near in the end there. A little bit of a connection loss. I'm not sure what's going on there maybe. But there we have it. The qualifying has been completed. Now on to the feature race. Deeks in P1, Blanks in P2. FRL Big Balls P3, Regan in P4. Comes in P5, Finn in P6, Links P7. Jay Hartnell in P8, Jan the Gangster in P9. And Gat very unlucky reserving tonight, managing to squeeze through into Q3. Did good enough to set a time, but just not able to improve on that last lap. Just dipped that front end of that Red Bull too much onto the curbs. FIA ruled it as an invalidation, and the time was taken away from him. So it's P10 for the Red Bull driver. Everybody just joined us there as a quick rundown of the grid from Q3. People are just joining us. There are 3 qualifying sessions. We do have a full 20 drivers. The other 10 are just waiting in the wings. This isn't a 10 driver race, don't worry. We will be back with the full lobby shortly. And whilst the lobby is waiting to restart for the feature race, I will just leave you for 2 minutes and just go and shake the snake. Just bear with me 2 seconds, gentlemen. And we are back. 36 laps of the Red Bull Ring await us. Grab your popcorn, because if my mystic ball is correct, I sense some drama into turn 1. It is... Oh, and Deeks there just losing it, trying to warm those tyres up too much. Thank God there's no damage on the formation lap, because Deeks would have seriously compromised his race before it had even started. But for those obviously just join us or join midway through the qualifying session, is everyone below P10. So Forrest Jump in 11, Carlos Skiller in 12, Casper in 13, MPA Handro in 14, from RL Beast, from DV, from Cavolis, from DB, from Bassa, and then FRL Jammy at the back, having that disqualified verdict for blocking the pit lane. Deeks now coming round the Red Bull Ring. So it is not very often that I've commentated or even raced in a race around Austria where there's been no collisions going into turn 1. Alfa Romeo have Casper extremely far behind. Just picking up a split of the way, maybe. Kingpin, the Dutchman himself, into his grid slot. So a lot of the drivers are on hards. Link's Peace is on the mediums. So we will have a look and just see. Have a look at Link's Peace and see how his position moves. We'll have a look and see how we are off. There you go. For round 9 of Austria in FRL, and it appears that Big Balls is making a big move. Pulls out of it and thinks otherwise. I don't think we've got many people off track or any collisions in so much. It's really good to see. Link's Peace, he's up a position. Finn, he's up 2. Regan, he's down 1. He's fighting back there. We're going to go 3 wide. Finn, Peace and Regan all into turn 2. There's a couple of cars off track. It's Jan. He's been forced off track in Alfa Romeo and lost a couple of positions. He's still up 2 places though in P7. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming round the 3rd corner, we have no DNS. There is a bit of a gap at the back. Gat is down 5 places, struggling to get those hards warmed up at the rear. But Jan and Finn are going at it again, and Jan's made an absolute stellar move down the inside. Just at the start of Sector 3 now, dropping Finn down into P7 and into the clutches of his teammate Forrest Jump, looking to make the jump on his teammate. Jan now all over the back of Link's Peace. What can he do? Jamie making his way past MPH Handro just before the penultimate corner now. Jamie, obviously, as I said, that disqualification really harming his chances in this race moving forward. But lap 2, we've got the front 4. They have not changed positions. They've managed to keep track position. But everyone behind them has pretty much moved up or down a couple of places. Forrest Jump and Comza are going side by side into turn 2. They're going to continue this battle into turn 3 now. Literally side by side. Nothing to separate them. Comza isn't backing out of it. He takes the inside line. And that is a great overtake made by Comza there into turn 3. And I think that's pretty much solidified. But with Comza jumping, Forrest Jump, that has dropped him down into the clutches of his teammate Casper. The Dutch Kingpin now, he's looking to make a move up the inside of the McLaren. There's no space to do it through the second to last corner though. Through the penultimate corner they come now. This is the lap where DRS will be activated. So expect a lot of overtakes now. DB just made an overtake on Sir Gat. Up the pit straight now. Sir Gat just burning that ERS. Are we going to see him jump down the inside later on the brakes? No, we're not. Going to see him sit behind and attempt to use that DRS. His teammate of Carlo Skiller, he's dropping down a couple of places, down 5 now from where he started in P12. Currently running in P17. Gat making a move on DB with the use of that. They're going to be 3 wide down into turn 2. It's Cavalli Spasser and Carlo Skiller all having a bit of a kerfuffle there. But Sir Gat now down the inside of DB. The Alpine's going to fight around the outside, and he's managed to hold Gat off. A wonderful exit speed there from the Alpine driver. Gat just not managing to get that power down early enough. Oh, we've just been right on the ball with BV, who's just spun it at the start of so it's the first corner in sector 3. BV is now down into P19. Jamie's lost it somewhere as well, because he's down a good 20 seconds down in P20. I don't think there's any damage on the McLaren, nor is there on the Ferrari. BV's choosing to try and cool those tyres down on track as opposed to a tyre change. Jamie is in the pits though. Now up this pit straight. Regan and Link's Peace going toe to toe. Teammates, no team orders here. Let them fight. Regan's going to come back at him down into turn 3 now. Link sticks it down the inside, makes Regan go down the outside. He's almost all 4 wheels off the track. Regan's just got enough traction to put this move into contention now, down into this left-hander at the start of sector 3. Link's Peace is so much later on the brakes. Just pushed out by his teammate there in sector 3. Not really pushed out, just a little bit of a I'm going to have this position. Move over teammate. Regan takes back P4. Jan now looking to make moves round Link's piece, round the outside. What a move! Solidifies it into the penultimate corner now. Jan up into P5. Link's down into P6. Finn's going to look down the inside of Link's piece. Now Link's is looking like an injured gazelle on the plains of Africa. And this amber lion of Finn is on the prowl, looking to make a move down the inside. Now the Aston Martin, does he think about it? No, but Finn's gone deep. So's Link's. No moves done there. Comza behind him. Beast and Casper going high on the exit of 2 as well. Casper just not enough to fight. Thinks about dive down the inside, possibly. Very, very close there. I think it was either collide into the back of the Haas or make a dive. But he's still within DRS. The Haas of FRL Beast just edging away ever so slightly. But Casper will remain within DRS. Beast remains within DRS of Jump. Jump remains within Comza. Comza within Finn. Finn within Peace. Peace within Jan, who's so close. And Jan on at the back of Regan. Now the front three are having their own three-way DRS battle. Regan's going to come under some immense pressure here. Is he going to get a dive from Jan at the inside? He does give Jan enough space. There is contact between the Alfa Romeo and the Aston Martin. The side by side. Jan just steps off the accelerator a little bit. Comes back down the outside. Regan's really making him work for it. Down the inside, but it's a big deep dive by Jan, and there's contact between Regan and Jan, and that's the Aston Martin and Alfa Romeo off track. That's going to be a handful of positions lost by the pair of them there. Just a little bit of carelessness. Jan going too deep into the corner, which then caused Regan. Regan had nowhere to go but into the back of the Alfa Romeo. Yellow flags. Jan's round again. BV on the back of the other Alfa Romeo in Bassa. Bassa's going defensive down the inside, which has left it outside open to BV. Seen a lot of people make a move around the outside. Oh, we've got Regan McKinnon who's retired from the session. That is a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Regan retired? Where has he stuck it? I'm not too sure. They've got rid of it very quickly, but it is going to be a full safety car. So lap 6, Regan running a really good race in the Aston Martin there, leaving it all for his teammate to do. Link's piece in P4. Jammy now, that will help him catch up to the back of the pack. If he dives in the pits now, he can't. We hope now that the majority of the pack dive in the pits, because this could lead to Jammy being lapped. And it is very hard to get people to allow the overtake. I think we're going to see none of the front set are going to pit. So this is going to cause Deeks, Blanks, Big Balls, maybe Link's piece, all to lap Jammy. Now I wonder if they're all watching the stream, Big Balls, Blanks and Deeks, do we all have the common decency to allow Jammy to pass? So I think we should, if we can get the message across to everybody, it would be nice to allow Jammy to pass everybody, catch back up. And I think have we seen it there? I think it is. I think we just witnessed it there. I did just drop a message in the Discord. Jammy is through and allowed to catch the back of the pack now. He's going to have to get a real shift on. We might only have another lap after this. How long they'll wait, I'm not too sure. But great sportsmanship from the big balls, Blanks and Deeks, just to allow them through. Just as the safety car hits turn 1, Jammy exiting turn 2. About a quarter of the way as the safety car hits turn 3, round the last corner comes Jammy. I think Jammy needs another full lap under the safety car in order to catch up fully. I wonder if the stewards are going to allow it. We'll ride on board with Deeks and see how close it is to coming in now. Through sector 3 it comes. It should be announced any time soon. I don't think it will come in. So Jammy, you could say, has been very jammy. We're going to see an additional lap under the safety car, so Jammy will definitely be able to catch the back of the pack now. He's back in the race, so 9 laps gone, 19 drivers remain. The one loss of Regan McKinnon, where I'm not even too sure how we lost him. As soon as he had crashed, his car disappeared off the track. I'm not too sure how or where it had gone. Here he comes up to the rear of the Haas of Cavalis. Quarter of the way done. Drivers that should. So I haven't seen the announcement come in. Must be in this lap though. Deeks is backing off now. We're about to return to racing for lap 11 of the Red Bull circuit. Round 9. Fighting that lead. Deeks has gone just before the last corner. He's not really managed to keep Blanks napping too much. Big Balls is stuck with Blanks, so he's going to make a dive down the inside of turn 1. Oh, he's a lot later on the brakes, almost a collision. Causes Big Balls to go very forward. He's lost the back end a bit, Big Balls. I'm not sure if there was contact between him and Link's piece, but he's lost severe speed. Big Balls down 2 places on the safety car restart now. Finn takes that position from him. We've got Jay Hartnell going very, very deep into turn 2 as well. All cars appear to be the right way round. No one looking to make a move. We've got MPA, Andrew and Carlos Skiller going very, very aggressive on Jan the Gangster. Jan the Gangster is going to come back at Carlos Skiller around the outside. There's going to be a Red Bull and an Alfa Romeo sandwich almost. Gaps right behind these as well in P16. Now Jan, this is no place to make a move down the inside here. The outside does favour a faster line. There's MPA Handro. It's going to be very late on the brakes. Oh, and Jan the Gangster sending down the inside. The penultimate corner pushes MPA Handro wide. Carlos Skiller makes the move on him as well. And Gat now looking to make a move down MPH Handro as well into turn 1. Unable to do it, the other Red Bull driver. Cavolis all over the back of Bassa. Into turn 2, very late on the brakes, Cavolis. A little bit of contact, but nothing too severe. You've got Casper attempting to hold off the onslaught from behind him. Carlos Skiller's attempting to go down the inside now of the AlphaTauri. He does, he makes that move now. Carlo up into P13. MPA Handro's obviously taken Casper as well through the corner. Exit of that corner, sorry. Jan, 3-second time penalty. We've got the 2 reserves now down in 15 and 16, Casper and Gat. Dutch and South African now. Casper looking to make a move down the inside. Of a slight bit of contact between him and MPA Handro. Just taking him wide, and he's lost a handful of places, down 2 or possibly 3, with Cavolis all over the back of him now. But Jay Hartnell all over the back of DB, coming into turn 1. With the DRS wide open now. DB is the head of the snake. He's going to get overtaken by Jay. Jay's up into P9. But DB's not going to let it go without a fight, and there's going to be a car. There's Jan and BB, the back wheels clipping each other there. Into turn 2. Nothing too severe was caused. Jay and DB. Jay's got down the outside of DB. There's cars, oh, and someone's spun. Someone's hit. I think it was Jan the Gangster that hit MBV. We saw from the rear view of Jay. I'm just not too sure what happened there. We've got Mercedes of Jammy round as well. Not great. Not what we want to see. Someone get rear-ended. We will see now if somebody's going to dive into pits. We've got a Haas round of FRL Beast. He's going to jump down out of the points. DB's going to come and swallow him up, as is Gat. Gat now looking to make a double overtake. Gat and DB down the inside into turn 1. We've got a Haas of Beast going really, really deep there into turn 1. All this collecting in the back of DB and Gat. But Lynx Piece making a move on Big Balls into turn 2. Big Balls appears to have the better traction out of that corner. It's the DRS which is helping him. Big Balls has retaken that place historically through Austria. What you need to do is you need to make that overtake using the last DRS so that your opponent has no way of coming back. No advantage. Yellow flags. It is BV. No, it's not. It's Bassa. No, it's not. It is Jan the Gangster. His car's come back out on track. Which is why I can't select it. It makes sense, but 15, 14 laps gone, 15th started, Deeps, Blanks and Big Balls, a relatively quiet race. Big Balls had that quick battle with Lynx Piece a lap ago. Still attempting to hold him off, keep him at bay. Just a couple of DRS trains obviously formed after the safety car restart. Cavolis and Casper going at it, as is Gat and Jay. Gat's got that move done in turn 2, and Cavolis has defended successfully from Casper up into turn 3 now. MPA Handro and Casper. The Williams has gone down at the inside of the AlphaTauri. He's left plenty of racing space, but MPA Handro, look at the exit speed there. Casper catching back up to him in this tight left-hander now. The AlphaTauri driver wanting those points back. Look at how close he's getting now. We're right on board with Casper. Cavolis and DB going at it in front as well. Coming around the penultimate corner now. Up the pit straight, there is yellow flags. Beast is retired from the session. Is that a crash? It is, and it is another safety car, ladies and gentlemen. So, looking at the stops, Sir Gat. No one is really running the hards. Handro could be looking to go to the end. He could possibly have a provisional lead of this race, given how long a pit stop is in Austria. I'm not too sure though. I'll have to see if Deeks dives into the pits. Just thinking about it, keeping an eye on the Delta. What does he do? Yeah, he's not into the pits. Deeks is staying out on those hard tyres. Blanks is in. We're going to see the front two in. So Gat's going to come in. We're going to see a couple of drivers now. DB a 5-second speeding penalty. So, a lot of these drivers now. Big balls on the mediums looking to go to the end. Linked piece, Gat. Cavolis, DB, and Carlos Skiller. All on the mediums. Very interesting now, looking at this, I say, when this safety car bunches back up, the front 4, 5 still need to pit. They've all had their starting tyres. Deeks, Finn, Comsa, Jump, and Jay, all on the hards from the very start, I believe. So, when they pit, if MPA Handro can keep up with them and fend them off, so I suppose they're going a hard soft, we can expect to see essentially a first. Oh, oh no, oh no, as we were talking, MPA Handro's into the pits. I thought he was going to go all the way to the end. I mean, the same really, is it hard for Casper? 10 laps. Casper and Basta now, the same strategy could apply to them if they can keep them hards to the end. Could possibly be looking at a race win here for the Alpha Tauri. Drink. Safety car. With that being said, with this being round 9 and it being a safety car, it would be nice to see what sort of state the championship is in at the moment, and for all the viewers and people watching it back, an update for you guys too. So Finn and Comsa, they are the front two leading us away. Finn on 218 is a good 68 points ahead of Comsa, and Comsa a good 24 points ahead from Big Balls. So bar Finn We've got Comza, Big Balls, Deeks, Jammy, Blanks, all, even Regan, Forrest, BV, all relatively close to one another. There's only 2 drivers out of the 20 who actually haven't scored any points, Crossfire Strikes and Galgro 04. But with the constructors as well, McLaren and Ferrari, McLaren pretty much walking away with it as it stands. Almost 100-point difference between them and Ferrari. Alfa Romeo in 3rd, closely followed behind by Haas, only 4 points behind Alfa Romeo. And I believe the safety car is in this lap. So hopefully we're going to see the last lap of the safety car. And the last safety car that we see in this race, hopefully. We can go racing from here on out. And away they go. Jammy's got caught a little bit. But what a start. Deeks has managed to get there. He's managed to keep Finn sleeping. I think we've got DB round. DB is round on the first corner. Big Ball's making a move on Blanks as well into turn 1. Couple of drivers so close. God, look at the speed. Just got down the inside of Link's piece, a little bit of contact. And there again through the exit. God, not managing to make the move. Stick. Deeks now over a second ahead from Finn. Blanks and Big Balls tangling through multiple corners now, extending this battle for almost a full lap. But Big Balls has pretty much solidified that and made it known he's the number 1. But Big Balls getting hurdled up by Jay and Casper. Oh, and Big Balls, no, Big Balls, he's got 3 second time penalty, and then he's managed to spin it into the pit lane through the second to last corner. We were riding on board with that. Kevin, I believe, unfortunate there. DB lost the wing. One of the race leaders, or could have been the race leaders, in Big Balls, now down in P16. As we've got both Alpines in P16 and one of them's just retired in the pit, so he's out. Not good for them in the constructors. The Williams of MPAH Chandro is making a double overtake on Forest jumping BV up into turn 3. We've got yellow flags. Again, it's just sector 3. Blanks right behind the back of Casper now. Seeing if he can make a move once this DRS gets activated. Bassett with another 3 second time penalty. A 3 second time penalty, another one, sorry. Casper now, there it is, DRS is enabled, so this next corner we might see Casper make a move on the back of this Mercedes now. Casper with a good exit. We saw the back of an Aston Martin go extremely wide, which Gats managed to overtake as it went off track. Casper not managing to get into an overtaking position into turn 2. Can he get it done into turn 3? He's going to have to be very quickly. Too late. Blanks has already taken him. That's Blanks up into P5. Casper dropped down into P6. Cavolis side by side with Carlos Skiller now. With Gat, sorry, Carlos Skiller is the other Red Bull behind him. Gat on the medium compound tyres. Just goes very wide there, just witnessing his 3 second warning. Casper so close behind the car in front. Must be looking at making a move now. Jay's got a 3 second time penalty. Look at the speed that Casper's got. I can't believe he's gone to the inside. He's going to have to sit behind that Mercedes. Oh, Casper goes wide. He's forced. Go on, Casper. There's Blanks. Has gone wide as well. Casper's through to P4. But there's going to be Link's piece following him through. Now they're going to go 3 wide into turn 2. Please, no damage. Casper's been overtaken by the pair of them, and the Aston Martin's being swallowed by Blanks. Blanks has managed to hold them off somehow. Casper's gone from making an absolute blinder of an overtake to then losing 2 positions, all in the space of 2 corners now. And there's a little bit of contact between Gat and Casper. Gat's managed to come through Casper as well. MPH Andrews fighting with Jay. Carlos Skiller's gone through as well. We've got yellow flags in sector 3. That's Jammy. And is it? It's not another safety. No, it's not. It's a virtual safety car, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a virtual safety car on track. Gives me a second or two to catch my breath. Deeks, a nice gap at the front. The 2 behind him, Finn and Comza, in their own little battle. And then it's just this heck of a showdown between Blanks, Link's Peace, Gat, Casper, now Kavolis. And we've actually just seen Finn and Comza all in the pits now. I believe that will serve their mandatory pit stop now. We do just have the one driver in Deeks, who's still out on track. 8 seconds ahead. Blanks is in second. Gat in 4th. Peace in 3rd. Casper in 5th. Kavolis in 6th. This is a very up and down grid. BV, who finished great, and we've got Green, sorry. We are racing again. So Blank's going to come under immediate pressure now. There's a straight DRS train from 6th to 9th pretty much. From 2nd to 9th, sorry. Peace is just dropping out of it a little bit. Yellow flags in sector 2. That is the McLaren of Forest Jump round. Just about to be overtaken by Jammy. Jammy up into 15 now. Pardon me. Peace. So he's going to come under immense pressure in these coming corners now with this big snake holding on to them. Casper doing his damnedest to hold on to the back of Gat, but just can't. He's going to drop out of DRS for this next section. Can Kavolis make a move on him now? Kavolis down the inside of Casper. The Haas seems to have made that move stick. Casper's looking to make a switch back, but there's just no traction there. Big Balls making a move on Carlos Skiller. MPA Handro passing those also. Casper now dropping into P6. Casper, speaking of the devil, a 3-second time penalty. He will also have DRS on Kavolis though, but MPH Andrews also got it on him. It's all about the exit through here. MPH Andrews not the greatest. Now here is Casper, not into turn 1. The issue is this brings Handro onto the back of Casper. Can Casper get it done now down into turn 2? Casper with a second attempt thinks better of it. Pulls it out. Big Balls though, making a big bold move, and there's a little bit of contact there. And we've got Sir Gat around. Sir Gat's around in turn 2. I'm not sure if there's going to be an illegal overtake or anything there. Is that was the yellow flags, but we're not too sure. They're going to go 3 wide. Big Balls is leading it. There's a Red Bull behind him. Carlos Skiller and Casper as well fighting. All for P5. MPA Handro's joined the battle as well. So I'm just not too sure now. Blanks is just catching Deeks lap by lap by lap. I'm not sure the strategy that Deeks is trying to play. Assume AI or Forest Jump just jump in front of Deeks. Now this is quite interesting. The back marker of Forest Jump is giving DRS to Deeks. allowing him to kind of fend off this onslaught that Blanked is giving him. Time-wise, Big Balls making a move past Cavalli, so Big Balls is now clambering his way back up the grid into P4 with less than 10 laps remaining. Can he get himself onto the podium and chase the 3-second time gap between him and Link's piece? I wonder. Finn overtaking Gap for P9. That gap's still relatively close, so they're fighting side by side. Coms is going to look around the outside, and now the inside of this Red Bull. Red Bull looking extremely dirty on the underside there. I'm not sure whether that is just the general paintwork for it, but I'm not sure if other cars see him as dirty. Deeks is in the pits. Deeks has gone into the pits now. He's on the soft tyres. Deeks has jumped into the pit lane. Now, as he left it too late. Deeks on the softs is going to be absolutely flying. And Casper has been disqualified. Blocking the pit lane. I think that is one of the issues that surrounds Austria. Is that if you do spin it into turn 2 there. Sorry, it's turn 1, sorry. If you spin it into turn 1, it is easy to just go over the pit lane. And the game does disqualify you very quickly. It is just unfortunate. It's something that the game does need to fix. So that is the 5th driver gone. Casper, very unfortunate, my friend. But the race must go on. Gart getting overtaken now by Komza. He's down into P9. Link's another 3-second time penalty. I'm not sure if it's another. It's not. It's just a 3-second time penalty for him. So Blanks is pretty much running the show as it stands. So we have to watch this onslaught that Deeks is going to be providing on these softs now. I think that's Gat just ceding position there and allowing him through, allowing his man to go through. Deeks up into P9 now. 7 laps remain. He needs to go 13 seconds in 7 laps. It's 2 seconds a lap now, Deeks. Can he do it? We'll have to keep an eye on the gap to the leader there and see what happens. In the meantime, we've got MPA Hanjo and Kravolis in the Haas looking to make overtakes on each other as well. MPA Hanjo backs out of that one and thinks otherwise. Got yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. I think that's Jammy just at the start of 3, end of sector 2. We've got Kravolis just feeling the presence of MPA Handro through turn 2. He's about to feel it again through turn 3. All over the back of Carlos Skiller as well. Deeks has got the gap down to 11.5 seconds. I don't think it's going to be enough though. I'm not too sure. We've got Carlos Skiller. Is that Carlos Skiller round maybe? I think it might be. It was just in sector 3, 2, sorry, no, 3, sector 3. Penalties, a lot of drivers in the rear got penalties. Deek, 10.5 seconds. Just 4-5 laps remain. Carlos Skiller dropping down into P13. There's less points for Red Bull. MPA Hanjo finally getting the move done on Kravolis. The last section of the DRS, the best section to make the move stick. But Kravolis is fighting him through a cutback on the inside, and they've touched. And then Alejandro has just been clipped by Cavallis, in which he sent him into a semi-spin. He's done wonderfully to catch it, but now he's down to P8. Nothing he can do about that. He broke for the corner. Cavallis just came across him just a little too much and just clipped the front right tyre, enough to send him into a spin. Deeks now, 10 seconds the gap. I really think he's done. He's trying to ask too much of himself now in P6. Forrest jump with the fastest lap. We've got Jay Hartnell retired from the session. Is that in the pits? We've got a safety car. There is a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Now, does this play into Deeks' hands? What does everybody do? It's a full safety car. FRLJ has crashed it into the pits, I believe. If not into the wall of the pit straight. But I believe we're going to see absolutely everybody now jump into the pits for soft tyres. Blanks is going on the mediums. So is Pierce. Peace, big balls. He's taking a dive into the pits. Cavallis, so is he. Deeks, he's going to advance on the softs up into P3. Combs is going to follow him. Finn as well, he's not pitting. 105 seconds for speed in the pit lane. Big balls in P6 now with those fresh softs. Deeks with the semi-fresh softs will be looking at the back of the hard compound tyre links piece and blanks, but that safety car has just saved Deeks' strategy. Nothing much really in terms of separating a lot of the front runners this evening. Deeks just stuck to his strategy no matter how many safety cars came out, and eventually the one that came out 3-4 laps from the end might have just saved him, brought him back into contention once the victory looked like it was slipping out of his fingers. But we're going to have a couple of laps racing with 3 laps left. Wonder how long the safety car, maybe one more lap. Allow Forrest Jump maybe to catch up. What's interesting is obviously the decision by Blanks and Peace not to pit. Comza and Finn also making the same decision. But everybody else on the fresh softs. Red Bulls are back in point scoring places, 9 and 10 now. Blanks and Big Balls looking to take a big haul of points away today for Alpine. So Blanks currently in the lead, but that onslaught from Deeks is going to be interesting to watch. Are we going to see it come in this lap? Is it going to give Jamie enough notice, enough chance to catch up again? It's not. Going to have 2 laps of racing, so there will be no DRS. It will just be straight battery use. Where does Blanks go? Blanks wants to go somewhere where those soft tyres of Deeks aren't going to hinder or benefit. Carlos Skillo's just got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Gap. I think Blanks is maybe doing Forest Jump a favour here and allowing Forest Jump to catch up to the back. He is, and he's gone. But I don't think he's managed to catch Link's piece. Sleeping. Deeks is going to come absolutely flying around the last corner there, almost touching the back of the Aston Martin. Now it begins. 2 laps to go, 100% ERS. What can Deeks do? You're going to go 3 wide between Big Balls, Komza and Finn. Big Balls is going to jump up into P4 now. Deeks still not managing to make the move, but he is within striking distance of Link's piece. So he needs to remain composed. There's no big rush. He's still got a full lap. He just needs to stick with the pack at the front. Cavallis overtaking MPA Handro. Link's piece signified like he was going to go defensive down the inside. Took a really deep line. Deeks is going to come back in round outside the soft compound, just so far superior. Link's piece has to succumb. That is Deeks up into P2 now. Coming through the last 2 corners, we've got yellow flags in sector 2. It's going to be FRL Jammy. We're going to have Aston Martin. If the Link's piece have to back out, Big Balls is making big moves up the grid. He's into a podium position now in P3. Deeks has approximately 1 minute and 10 seconds to make a move for the driver's title here. Jammy has retired from the session. No more safety cars though. Blanks has more ERS than Deeks, so Deeks is going to have to do this all using that traction of the soft tyres. Through the second corner now, Big Balls. Oh, Big Balls has spun. I think Big Balls has gone to go for a massive move on Deeks, and he's spun it on the last lap. Big Balls is going to drop all the way down to P13 out of the points for Alpine. Blanks now in charge of bringing the points home. It's not even 4 out, he's in Williams. But Deeks still just not managed to make use of those soft tyres as we come through the last 3 corners. Are we going to see a big send from Deeks anywhere? I don't think we are. There's nowhere to make it. Maybe just hoping that Blanks has a really poor exit out of this corner here. Are we going to see an overtake up the top? It's going to be really close between the Williams and the Ferrari, but I think the Williams are just going to pip it. And what a race we have been treated to this week. Only my 2nd week in the commentary box, but right down to the wire. A 10th only separated 1st and 2nd. Deeks taking Blanks right to the wire. The decision from Blanks not to pit for any softs and sticking on his mediums proved dividends and carried him through for the race victory this week. Congratulations to Blanks and the Williams. There he is walking up the podium. Join the pairing underneath him of Blanks and Komza, I believe. And there we have it. For everybody who's just watching at the moment, there it is. We have Blanks in P1. What a race from him. Deeks just not managing to make anything materialise in that last lap. Thought he'd have a last shot at him, but just not enough on the exit of the last corner. Congratulations to those 2 drivers. Komza is down in P3, Finn P4, Cavallis in P5. From him we've got Link's piece, Forest Jump, MPA Handro. Great race from him, P14 to P8, 6 positions gained on the day. Cavallis though, 12 from him. 9th we've got BV. From him, Bassa, Carlo Skiller just missing out on the points in P11. Gat in P12. Big Balls in P13. And the remainder of the drivers, I believe, DNF'd with the likes of FRL Jammy. And we'll just find out from the back of there. Jammy, FRL, J. Hartnell, Casper, DB, Beast, Giant Gangster, and Regan McKinnon were all the DNFs this evening. So what a race. What a race, I say, we've all been treated to. Hopefully everybody who has a chance to watch this back enjoys the exhilarating moments, especially right at the last there. But from me, so I'd like to sign off for another great week from FNL, and I believe we will be back next week for another episode of Great Racing. So until then, I'll catch you later.